And the ongoing U.S. government shutdown in its 34th day is all set to make history on Thursday. If the spending deadlock continues beyond Wednesday, that is, the current shutdown will be the longest in history. The previous one was in 2018 under Trump's first presidency during 2018 and 2019. In fact, analysts are saying the fallout this time would not just be the longest on record, but also have a deeper economic and human impact. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, helps 42 million Americans, about one in eight, afford food each month. Last week, a court ordered Trump administration to continue with the food aid program using emergency funds. On Monday, the White House said it would only send half the usual food stamp payments.
But also, SNAP, which is nutrition benefits, also known as food stamps, is about to run out on November 1st. And there's actually a $6 billion reserve that the Trump administration could use to continue SNAP. And we are doing this rally both to collect food for D.C., Maryland, and Virginia food banks, but also to put pressure on the administration to use that money to keep SNAP going, because 41 million people every month rely on SNAP.
Apart from SNAP, the shutdown is also hitting multiple other fronts. Programs which support new mothers and infants also on the brink. Head Start centers serving 65,000 children have been shut over the weekend. The ongoing shutdown is crippling public services nationwide. Air travel also being disrupted, with long delays at different airports due to short-staffed control towers. Taxpayer services and national parks are among the government functions feeling the strain. Some agencies have implemented a sort of rolling blackout of services to conserve funds and respond only to emergencies. Over 2 million federal workers lost their paychecks last week, and while troops got their paychecks on Friday, the Pentagon says funds could dry up by mid-November. The public anger is also rising, with questions being raised on the government's priority between aesthetics and Americans going hungry. This is on Trump renovating the White House for a ballroom, remember, while the cost of the renovation to the White House for a new ballroom is being paid for by Trump and billionaire donors. The timing has left many Americans concerned and who are dependent on the food aid. With no deal in sight to end the shutdown and the Congress deadlock on short-term funding, the pain is now rippling through the U.S. economy. The real-world impact of the shutdown starting to rise, with the economy likely taking a $15 billion hit per week. The impact is also magnified this time because the government's data flow has largely gone dark. Some of the economic impact could be blunted once the shutdown ends as the federal workers get back pay. But Trump has called into question whether all workers will be made whole. Market betting platform Polymarket currently predicting that the ongoing U.S. government shutdown will last beyond Thanksgiving and into December 1st. That would mark a 61-day shutdown and nearly twice as long as the previous record. More than 3.2 million airline passengers have had disruptions or cancellations since the shutdown on October 1. This figure might rise to more than 10 million if the closure continues through Thanksgiving. At this rate, the United States government shutdown will last 61 days, which would be 7.5 times longer than the average. The shutdown is also weighing on the Federal Reserve's decision-making due to lack of data releases. The bets reflect the next big marker for federal workers, payday, on December 1, along with the Pentagon's warning that donor money will run out by then. Despite the shutdown, the U.S. has not slowed down its borrowing. Instead, the U.S. added $600 billion last month, and that makes it $19 billion per day on average. The surge in record high U.S. debt showing no signs of abating anytime soon. Also, the end of a shutdown will see the U.S. debt jump faster. America's debt spiral has reached a historic danger zone. The national debt has already crossed a record $38 trillion and is on track to hit over 143% of the GDP by 2035. With deficits staying above 7% and interest costs exploding, the world's largest economy is heading towards its most perilous fiscal era in modern times. In fact, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has warned that the US is now moving towards a position that once triggered global concern for other advanced economies. According to the IMF projections, US debt will hit over 143% of the GDP by 2035, up from 123% last year. And that level will exceed Italy's 137% and Greece's 130%, two countries long seen as symbols of high public debt during the euro crisis about 14 years ago. Both the European countries have since gradually stabilized their finances after years of painful reforms.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.